Hi there. So I thought you lot had gone long enough without audio torture, so I'm back. And I decided, I don't know what I want to do for a video, but it's been long enough, I may as well recycle one of my old ideas. I wanted to, like a month or two ago, I did a video, what would happen if I owned Alton Towers, or what would I do if I owned Alton Towers. Bloody hell, I can't talk. So I thought I may as well do that, but with another theme park I like. So let's say I've owned Alton Towers. Merlin has seen me and gone, ooh, he might have good ideas. So what would happen if they went up to me and said, we're letting you loose on Thorpe Park? First of all, I'd go to them and go, that's a terrible idea, but I digress. Let's begin. And to make this a bit more official, and to please one of my mates, we have the glasses. Oh, my glasses. Let's begin. And because I've tried to make this like 2 or 3 times already today, I'm not going to do it ride by ride. I'm going to do it area by area using the Thorpe Park map on the official app. Because if you go to a theme park, download the fucking app, you idiots. I don't know why I'm swearing, but oh well. So first of all, I'm going to do it going to the right and as you come in from the dome. So going to the right is, if I show this to the camera, you've got a bit called the events marquee. I don't know what I'm showing the camera, but oh well. You've got a bit called the events marquee, but because they're nearby, there are 3 rides near the events marquee, which is the playground, which isn't really a ride, depth charge, which is the sort of 4 slides all put together with the massive width submarine on the top of the tower, and the most important and best ride at Thorpe Park, the flying fish. What would I do with that area? Well, quite obviously, I'm keeping the flying fish because I feel like I'd get crucified if I got rid of that. Depth charge, I probably would remove it. I don't actually think there's much you can do there, so, and I rip it out and put a couple of like food stands there is probably the best plan. And I rip out the playground as well, just give myself a bit more room to work with there, because Thorpe Park isn't really a place for kids, but you know, to each to their own. So we've moved past the events marquee, we've moved past the remaining ride there being Flying Fish, and we move on to Swarm Island, which, surprise surprise, is where the Swarm is, the wing coaster. What would I do with the Swarm? Very simple, bring back the effects. I'd bring back, I think, the fire engine catching fire, the helicopter spinning. Basically, I've just put a bunch of money into bringing those back and maybe adding a couple more effects into it. Maybe having speakers on the plane wings so it sounds like a plane's crashing as you go under it, and inside the billboard so it sounds like you're actually crashing through a billboard. I think that's a good plan, honestly. That's what I would do with Swarm. So we carry on round, and the next one we come to is Amity Cove. So your main ride in Amity Cove is Tidal Wave. Personally, I've never done it, but I would keep it because it seems to be quite a popular ride. I would absolutely be keeping Amity Cove. Sorry, I'd be keeping Tidal Wave. You can tell I don't plan these things. I'll be keeping Tidal Wave. That's the 3rd time I've rated it. Let's just move on. After you've finished on Tidal Wave, you head to Big Easy Boulevard. You got Detonator, the drop tower that shoots you down faster than the speed of gravity, and Big Easy Bumpers. Oh, and also the cinema, but get rid of the cinema, simple as. So yeah, you got big easy bumpers, which I'd probably keep. I mean, I've never done it. I don't really plan to do it. And detonator, I think just keep it the same. Maybe I'd incentivize the staff to mess about with the right. Like sometimes when you're on it, instead of playing the pre-recorded message they have, occasionally the ride-ups will just keep you up there and talk to you a bit, mess about with you, or occasionally they'll just drop you when you're not expecting it. I think that's brilliant. I would absolutely incentivize the staff that if it's a quiet day, do that as much as you can, because it's a brilliant idea. And moving swiftly on, speaking of swiftly, we're on to the Amity Speedway and stealth. Now, I think this will be quite a easy one, and to be fair, to make this slightly better, I'm going to group stealth in with the area where Rumba Rapids used to be. We're finished with Rumba Rapids because that's now closed. We're ripping out stealth, we're ripping down the walls, and we are making an LSM launch coaster. I'd probably say we're making something similar to Taron at Phantasialand, so an LSM, a multi-launch coaster basically. We're going to stick Taron into that area, make it a massive area, and just make it slightly better. We could probably still theme it to racing, maybe track racing, but yeah. Stealth is gone, and a version of Taron's going in there themed to drag racing instead. You can thank me later. To be fair, I've never really read this, I just know what's in there, but apparently the next bit is called Calypso Key, or I don't know why they've called this that, because the only ride there is Nemesis Inferno, the invert. I don't know why I said invert. Anyways, what would I do with Nemesis Inferno? I mean, if I had a lot of money, full retrack of the thing, or maybe just rip it out and put something else in there. But if I only had a little bit of money, the thing's no longer called Nemesis Inferno, it's just Inferno, because I am almost certain that if Nemesis Inferno became Inferno, suddenly a lot more people would like the thing, because I don't really understand why they put a Nemesis in there, other than it might be more better marketed because of Nemesis Reborn over at Alton Towers. But Nemesis Inferno is now just called Inferno. Moving on, we head to the Dockyard, which is Ghost Train. So Ghost Train is gone. In my theme park with my Thorpe park, Ghost Train does not exist, it's going. Or if we are keeping it around, we're getting the creative team straight onto that thing, because I still don't understand how a park that does such good scare mazes can create something as rubbish as Ghost Train. So Ghost Train is either getting completely removed or is getting some serious work done to it. As we carry on, the next area we come to is the Lost City, so this is still near the Dome, but it's Rush, Quantum, Vortex, and most importantly, Colossus. Colossus is getting new trains, because they're just uncomfortable as hell. But genuinely, if you've never been on Colossus, I think it's the even rows, you don't have leg room. Like, I'm talking a Ryanair flight has more leg room than Colossus does. So yeah, Colossus is either getting new trains or it's just getting completely removed. I don't care. It's going. Rush, Quantum and Vortex. Rush is getting the longest cycle because that thing's got way too short of a cycle, and we're doing maintenance on it to ensure it continuously can run both sides. Vortex, we're ripping it out and replacing it with a Victus. Like, we're just getting one of the massive gyro swings in where Vortex once stood. And I've never done Quantum, but we're just going to say Quantum can stay as it is. Quantum is the only one that doesn't get changed, or doesn't get anything done to it, because it's lovely as it is. I don't think this will be part of this, but The Walking Dead The Ride as well. It's nearby, so we'll chuck it in there with it. The Walking Dead The Ride. Now, I love The Walking Dead, it's a good series, despite me only watching a little bit of it. But, unfortunately, we're probably going to have to... Either, if we can, we'll just put an original IP on there, not Walking Dead. We'll take it off and we'll think up one ourselves. Perhaps it could be like a ride themed around Deadbeat, the nightclub themed scare maze they have. Maybe we do that. Or if it really comes to the end of the life, we do just rip it out, leave the space, and put something new in there when we can. Maybe it's just an all-year walkthrough. Or maybe we take the entire thing out and we put something in. To be fair, Ghost Train and Walking Dead are in the same building, so maybe both of them get scrapped. We take the entire building out and that's room for a new ride. I don't know. Maybe a Dance Macabre clone or a Voltron clone if we can really squeeze the budget in. Please. So yes, Walking Dead's probably going to go. Colossus is getting new trains. Rush is getting its maintenance to make sure we can have both sides running. Quantum staying as it is, and Vortex is getting removed so we can put in an Evictus clone. Our second to last area is Saw Island, so Samurai and Saw the Ride. Samurai, we're just going to keep maintaining it over time so that it can continue. It might be going, but we'll try and keep it there for as long as it is, because it's an interesting ride. And Saw the Ride, I'd personally keep it because I like the Saw franchise and it's a good ride. But I do have to admit, the last time I went to Thorpe, which was kind of recently, I just didn't do a video on it because I didn't have any pictures of it. But the last time I went on it, I did have quite a rattly ride on it, so I do see where people are coming from. I'd still ride it over Colossus, but so to avoid sounding biased, I think Saw the Ride will probably also be going. I would want to keep it around, but I just think the thing's too rattly. So maybe we replace it with something like a Mac Big Dipper or like a Voltron clone if we can't fit it into the Walking Dead area. But we'd have to see. And of course, you knew I was going to have to do this. I saved the biggest one for last, Hyperia and Fearless Valley. First of all, we're going to change the name because we've got Forbidden Valley over Alton Towers, so whoever came up with Fearless Valley was a touch too non-inventive, shall we say. But we're gonna change the name. I mean, if we're sticking with how Thorpe Park does their naming, it's being renamed to Hyperia Island. I'd probably think of a better name for however long I would be in control of that. I'd come up with something better. But for now, we'll keep it at Hyperia Island. And with Hyperia, so actually we shouldn't call it Hyperia Island because I'm going to get rid of Hyperia! Yay! Of course I'm not. It's a joke. I don't know why I made that face. Anyways, what would I would very, very obviously give Hyperia more theming because, newsflash Thorpe Park, a couple of boards and a few screens is not theming, especially not when your queue's exceeding an hour every single time. So maybe, or actually I don't know what I'm saying, maybe I'm in control of the park, we're putting more theming in. In fact, before we do anything else in this park, that's what we're focusing on. The first thing I'm doing when I'm in control of Thorpe Park is I'm putting theming into Hyperia, using the money straight into Hyperia, donezo. Simple as. But that is what I would be doing if I controlled Thorpe Park. So, thank you for watching. Sorry it's been a while, I'm just very uninventive, but I'm glad you decided to click on this one, and whichever of my mates asked me to wear the glasses, hope you're happy. Cheers for watching. There should be a video coming in like 3 weeks or something. I might do one before then, but if I don't, there'll probably be a video about my next visit to a theme park in the coming weeks. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and goodbye for now.